Hello friends, today in this tutorial we will be building a Firebase login and sign up page in React application. So this is an interface of this application. You can just log in and sign up using Firebase. So this is the interface. Let me just sign up with my email and password, and let me just click the sign in button. So if I click this button, I will be redirected to the profile page, and there is a logout button also. If I hit this button, I will be redirected to the login page. If I refresh it, I want to just log in it. Apart from that, I am just storing these details inside my Firebase console. Here you will see that two email addresses are there. This is the email address that I logged in here, and if I use this email address john@gmail.com, I can also log in from this also. So password is 123456. If I click sign in, so again it will tell me welcome to profile page. So if I refresh it, it will stay to this profile page because we are currently logged in. If I log out, I will be redirected to the login page. I can even add users inside Firebase console here. Let's suppose I add an email abc@gmail.com, and here you just need to provide your password 123456 and click on add user. So it will add this user inside your, you can see that it has hashed this password here. So now you can just go back to the application and use this email address abc@gmail.com and 123456, and if I click sign in, you will see that it will successfully redirect me to the profile page. Now if I show you how to sign new users, I can just have one other user abcd@gmail.com, and password is once again 123456. If I now click the sign up button, it will be adding this user inside my Firebase, and it will show you the welcome to profile page. If I again log out, you will see that. And now if I just refresh it, you will see that this fourth email will be added, which I added through the sign up page. So now it is just loading here, so just wait. So now you will see that this fourth user is also been added, abcd@gmail.com, and this is a password. And now in order to use this, you just need to enable this sign in method. Go to sign in method and enable this email password field here, so that your application can recognize it. So I will be guiding you how to implement this step by step. So watch the whole video and you will be understanding how to implement Firebase email and password login inside your React application. So let's get started. So the very first thing that you need to do here is that just create your React application. So for that I'm using an online code editor, which is Code Sandbox. So just go to Google and type this Code Sandbox, and the very first link which comes in, click this link, and here you just need to create your account. You can just log in with GitHub. I have already done that. So then click on create sandbox and select React language. So this will create the basic React application. And now for interacting with Firebase, you just need to install a dependency. So here just drag down and click on this button, add dependency, and search for Firebase. So Firebase is the official library for interacting with Firebase in React application. So this will come up, so just wait. You will see that this is the library, Firebase JavaScript library. So click it and it will install it in the background. You will see that it has successfully installed it. Now you just need to install it right here at the top. But before that, you just need to go to firebase.google.com and create a project, and you just have to have a Google account for that. And then you just need to go to console, and here you just need to create a new Firebase project. I have already created some Firebase projects, so I will be using, let me just use this project. To create a project, just click on this button, add project, and after you created this project, click on the add app button. So just click this and it will ask you which is the application. I will select this web application. Then you just need to give a name here of your application. I will give React login, and then click on register app, and then basically it will give you the SDK code for the Firebase that you want to initialize. So now it will give you some code here. So you just need to copy paste this code, not the script tag. So just copy this and go back to your application, and here you just need to create a new file which will be fire.js. So just create this file. So it will contain all the initialization code for the Firebase fire.js. So inside this I will copy paste this code here. So let me just create some space that you can see here. Right here at the top I will include Firebase. So I will write import Firebase from Firebase. After importing Firebase, we just need to create a new variable called as const fire, and we just need to use this Firebase variable that we have imported, firebase.initializeApp, with these options. Your options may be different, your API key, authorization domain, all these will be different. And right here at the bottom here, you just need to export this component, export default fire, so that other components can use this component. Now just go to index.js and just include this. So we will use import fire from fire. So just include this component. So now we have successfully imported the Firebase in our index.js file. So now basically guys, we will be creating our index.js file. So right here, just delete this. We will be using class level component. So just write class app which extends the component. So it will import the component class here. So in this inside curly brackets, first of all we will be having our render method. So inside just it returns a simple div which holds hello world. So now if you refresh it, you will see that it is returning hello world. And now we just want some state variables. We only need one state variable, which is a user object. So right here we will be having our constructor. It will receive some properties, that is props. So inside we just need to initialize super and pass these properties props. And after that we just need to initialize our state variable, which will be inside this curly brackets. So we will be having a user object which will be currently be empty. And now we will be calling a method which will be checking the state of the user, whether the user is logged in or not. So for that we will be calling that function inside component did mount. Component did mount. So this function executes whenever your component firstly executes. So inside this method we will be calling our method which will be this dot auth listener. So this is a custom method that we will create here after this step. So now we will create this method, that is auth listener, which will check the state of the user, whether the user is currently logged in or not. So now we will be writing this function which is auth listener. So inside this function we will be just be calling our fire, that fire component that we have imported here. So we will just call some method here. So we will just write fire dot auth dot on auth state change. So this is a method of Firebase. So you can see that this method comes in. So now inside this it receives a user. And we just need to first of all check if the user is logged in or not. If the user is logged in, then we just need to set the user. For that we will be using the set state method. So inside this we will be setting our user. But if the user is not logged in, we just need to remove the user from the state. For this we can just call set state again, and inside this we can just pass the user to null. That's it. So if the user is logged in, we are setting the state, or if the user is logged in, we are removing the user from the state. Right, inside this render function we just need to check the state of the user. If the currently user is logged in, we just need to show the home page or profile page, or if the user is not logged in, we just need to show the login page. So for that we will be first of all be checking the state of the user, which will be, first of all we will be writing a div. Inside this div we will be writing a set of curly brackets, and then we will be checking the state, this dot state dot user. We will be using here the ternary operator. If the user is currently logged in, we will be using the showing the home component. and colon, and if the user is not logged in, we will be using or showing the login component. And now we just need to make these two components here. So just go to source folder here, and first of all make the home.js, and secondly make login.js, and inside home.js just write import react from react. This will be a simple functional component arrow function. So inside this we can just return a div which holds home, and at the bottom just write export default home, and we can just copy paste the same code for the login also, and here just replace login, and we just need to import these two components right here at the top here. So just write import home from home, and also import login from login. So now if I refresh the page here, you will see that, guys, I am not currently logged in, so it is showing the login page. It is showing the login component. If I just open this in a new tab, you will see that in the browser, this is a live preview of the app. You will see that it is showing the login component and not the profile page. Now we just need to make a simple login page inside this login component so that we can just allow the users to log in or sign up. So now basically, guys, we will be building the login page. So for that, first of all, you just need to go to w3schools.com and grab the CDN for Bootstrap CSS. So just copy this line, and here you just need to go to public folder. Inside there is an index.html file, and copy paste the CDN here. So after that, you just need to write the code for building the login page. So for that, inside this we will be having a div which will be having a class name of container. It's a bootstrap class. So inside this we will be having our form. So inside this we will be having a div which will be having a class name of form group. So inside this we will be having our input fields. So input type will be email, and name is equal to email, and also let me just give a class name to it of form control. It's just a bootstrap class for styling the input fields, and also a placeholder which will be email address. So now let me just copy this for the password as well. So just copy it and paste it for the password. So just change the type attribute to password, and also name to password, and the placeholder, let me just change it to password as well. After that we will be having two buttons. So right here we will be writing button, type will be submit, and also let me just give a class name to it of btn primary. It's a bootstrap class. This will be sign in, and the second button will be of sign up. So button type will be button, and let me give a class name to it of this time btn danger sign up. And now I just want to bind some event listener. So on this we will be binding a on click event listener. When we click it, we want to execute a register function which we haven't created, and similarly we just need to bind a on change event handler on input fields. So when the value changes for the input field, we just need to handle this by a function which will be handle change. And similarly I just want to bind this also on change handle change, and also I will be binding a on submit on the form. So when the form submits, it will be handled by this function which will be handle submit. I think that I want to just change this function to, let's suppose, handle email change, and I will be having separate functions. So just handle password change. So that way I can just grab the email and password values. But first of all, we just need to create some state variables. So first of all, I will create the variable for email. For this, I will be using hooks. I will be using useState hook, and I will be providing the default value for email. Similarly, I will be providing the value for the password, set password, and the default value will be null. And now I will be writing our functions. First is the handle email change. It takes the event, and for setting the email we will just use the set email function, and here we will be grabbing the value by event.target.value. And similar thing I will do for the handle password change as well. It takes the event also, and we will just set the password to event.target.value. And next function we have is the handle submit and the handle change. First we will write the function which is handle submit, and when the form submits, first of all it also takes the event object. We first of all just needs to prevent the form from auto submitting. For that we will just call this line which is prevent default, and after that we can just print out the value in the console of email and password. So console log email and console log password. And the last function that we want to create is the register function. You can see that. So right here, function register. So when we click the register button, it also takes the event object. We will first of all want to prevent default, call this function from form to auto submitting. That's it. Now if I just refresh the application and go to console here in my browser, if I type any value inside the input field, I will see in the console also. Let me click the button. You will see that, guys, it is printing out in the console the values which is Geeky Gautam and the password. Now we just need to call the login function in Firebase in order to successfully log in our users. But before that, just go to your Firebase console and go to authentication, and here just go to sign in method, and here you just need to enable your email and password. So just click the pencil icon, and here you just need to enable it, and then click on save. Your changes will be saved here. You will see that it has successfully enabled the email and password authentication. And now you can just add any kind of user here. Let's suppose I add john@email.com, gmail.com, and the password is 123456. And if I click add user, you will see that my user will be instantly be added. Now I can just log in with these two records in my application. And for that I want to just call a very simple function inside our handle submit. So just delete this console log here, and now I will be calling a very simple function which will log the user. So right here inside handle submit, we will call a very simple function which will be fire. This module we have successfully imported in our I think that I haven't imported it, so let me just import it. So now you will see that it has automatically imported this module here. So inside this there is a auth function, auth, and dot, there is a function which is sign in with email and password. So this is a method, guys. So here we just need to pass the email comma password, and then it returns a promise. We just need to handle this by dot then, and it returns a user, and is an arrow function, and we will check that if we can just catch error also, dot catch. Inside this there will be an error present. So if there is any kind of error, we can just console log it, console log error. So this is a function, guys, dot sign in with email and password. We're passing the email and password, and then we are getting the user. If any kind of error take place, then we are console logging it. Now if I refresh the application, guys, and if I use the same email address and password that I have inside my Firebase console, let me take this email address, Geeky Gautam. If I pass this address, Geeky Gautam, and let's suppose 123456, if I click the sign in button, hopefully you will see that the password is invalid or the user doesn't have a password. Sorry, I think that this email address I have added long time ago, so I think let me add this even, that is john@gmail.com. So if I write here john@gmail.com, and the password I remembered I give was 123456. If I click sign in here, so now you will see that guys, it is redirecting me to the home page. You can see that now it is working. The login functionality is working. Now I just want to go to the home.js, and here I just want to have just change this to inside. We will be having a heading, so put a parenthesis. So inside this we will be having a heading which will be welcome to profile page, and after that we will be having a button of type submit, and we will be giving a on click attribute to it also. So when the button is clicked, we will be executing a logout functionality, and let me also give a class name to it of btn danger, and the label of the button will be logout. So it is showing me that logout is not defined, so just right here at the top we just need to define this function logout, and here we will be, you can see that this is a logout button. If I refresh the application, I will see the logout button also. So it welcome to profile page and logout. If I press this button, I want to implement the logout functionality. There is a very simple method in Firebase. So first of all, I want to import the fire module. You can see that fire.auth.signout. Simple method, that's it. So this is a single line of code that is required. Now if I refresh the application, I will be successfully be logout also. If I press the logout button, you will see that guys, it is successfully logged in or logged out and redirected me to the login page. If I again sign in, you will see that welcome to profile page. Now the sign in functionality is complete guys. Now we just need to add new users using Signup. So this is also very simple guys. So now inside our login.js, we inside our register function, we just need to just write a very simple line of code, which will be, after that we will be having fire. First of all, just write fire here dot auth dot create user with email and password. So here we will provide our email comma password, and then it returns a promise .10, and this returns a user, and this is the arrow function, and then we just need to also catch the error also .catch. If any kind of error take place, there will be an error out there, so we just want to print this error out, console log error. So this is a method guys, create user with email and password. So here we are passing email and password, and let me also console log the user also, console log user. So this will have some properties, which is email address, display name, password as well. Now if I refresh the application guys, hopefully it will also register me. Now if I register some new user, let's suppose John Williamson @gmail.com, and password let me give 123456. If I click the sign up button here, let me see what is the error here. Oh sorry guys, we have this is prevent, so n will be there here. I made this mistake, so just do this again guys. So hopefully now it will work. Let me type John Williamson @gmail.com, and password let me give 123456. If I click the sign up button here, I think that I haven't saved the changes, so that is why it was creating error. Just save the changes, and I think just right click and empty cache and hard reload. Just do this stuff and it will work. Sometimes cache stores, so that that creates a problem to the cache. So just right click an empty cache. So it is downloading the dependencies. Just wait. So now guys, you can see that this is the login page, and here let me just have John Williamson @gmail.com 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I click the sign up button, now you can see that guys, it has redirected me to the profile page. Now it has successfully created this user. If I check my Firebase console, if I just refresh here, you will see that this user is added here. So just wait, it is loading here. Now you can see that guys, this is a user which is John Williamson @gmail.com, and this is a password. And now we are successfully sign up and signing functionalities of the Firebase. We have successfully implemented this functionality with Firebase and React. So thanks very much guys for watching this video. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Until then, thank you very much.